Hello Network Empire members, Russell Wright, and it's been a few weeks since we've had a Network Empire News Roundup. So this is going to be the Network Empire News Roundup for March 13th, 2012, where you watch me build a Roundup story news flow right before your eyes. I've pre-created these stories that we need to keep you up to date with in order to save you time, and I'm going through this quickly using video because I know how much information is coming into your inbox, and I want to shorten your time to cover a huge amount of relevant and important information that we have curated for you so that you don't have to do too much thinking. So we're going to start with some of the things going on in the industry that I think are newsworthy, and we're going to pull them right from I'm using my Storify curation system, which I actually teach in the Curation Profits course, and you can see that I've lined my stories up that I'm going to be covering for this news roundup on the right hand side. I'm going to go through them in the order that they're the most relevant, and we're going to close with new updates to the Network Empire membership area that you need to be aware of. And these individual stories will be published on our blog, and if you have any problems finding any of our new features, our new downloadable software like the Quora Extractor bot and several of the other softwares that we've added, including the Silo blog builder and many other things, then you can just go to our blog post, you can refer to those, and it'll help you get started. So let's go ahead and start with our first story. One of the things that I got lost in this weekend was I had to upgrade my operating system from 32-bit to 64-bit. I went through enough pain in that process that I would think it would be helpful for some of my members who have also expressed the desire to move in that same direction, that there's 7 things to ask before upgrading from Windows 7 32-bit to Windows 7 64-bit, and not everybody needs to do it, and the real consideration is RAM, memory, and what kind of heavy artillery you're using that is RAM intensive. For content curators that have heavy browser loads and lots of tabs open and are simultaneously editing videos and the rest, we get into that, and I give you an exact path of progression within that little story. It's just I want to be sure to help some of my members who are struggling with 32-bit operating systems. The next story, which I find interesting, is Twitter acquires Posterous, which is probably a bummer. Now, I imposed my own view on that because we use Posterous quite prolifically in the premium content curation course. And I like Posterous because it provides such a pure RSS feed capability for free. I've never really understood what their revenue model is, and I've always prepared myself for a liquidity event where they were purchased by some big company, and sure enough, it's happened. Twitter has gone ahead and acquired Posterous. That could mean major changes for the quality of the application because Twitter has a habit of removing the power, and when I say power, I talk about RSS feeds as being your power to publish everywhere. We teach in our one feed to rule them all system that the aspect of RSS that we appreciate is the ability to syndicate your content that you create everywhere and break it into smaller chunks called micro content. Syndicate those to the one feed to rule them all through your Google Plus account, your Twitter account, and a variety of other locations. And you can literally have an automated network empire. That's what we call ourselves, Network Empire. And not only that, you can do it in a way that's helpful and useful to the search engines that meets the data hierarchy standards that Google Panda represents. So Twitter and Posterous, if you're listening to us, please keep the RSS feeds on the Posterous account and don't do what you did with Twitter and remove all capacity for Twitter RSS and force us to go through APIs, because that'll really castrate the entire process that you provided so beautifully. However, we also know that the revenue model is unclear and that a buyout liquidity event was probably required on your part. One of the things I liked about Posterous is that they give you no ads inside the golden frame. And as a result, that's very helpful. For example, here's a Posterous account. You can see on one of my Posterous entries that I have my own information within the golden frame, just like a regular blog, and there are no ads on the free version. And that begged the question, which was, what is the revenue model for Posterous? So keep an eye on your Posterous account. We'll keep you updated. I'm hoping that the essential elements of Posterous Spaces remains the same, but we shall see. And the next story that we're going to want to get into is Google Panda. We're talking about how the services that we provide at Network Empire really have a lot to do with creating a mass RSS empire combined with excellent content. Well, that relates directly to Google Panda. And in the Google Panda story, we talk about website silo architecture, and I actually go through the infographics, which I feel is really fun stuff. And the infographics, you can actually watch the video that I've created for you on this story. And we'll walk through the steps. Google Panda 1 year later. This is an infographic that was created by Search Engine Land. And I actually give my own curated spin on this stuff because I really feel it's important for you to understand the solutions behind Panda, which are not mentioned by Search Engine Land. And we get into website silo architecture. I also cover the Silo plugin, which is related to that story. Speaking of which, we're going to talk about that Silo plugin. It's another story that we have. I'm going to move this up towards the top. Domain Web Studio Silo Blog Builder plugin has been released, and there's a new updated version that I just got information about this morning. I give you information about how to gain access to that. If you are already a Network Empire member, there is still a charge for this plugin. You're going to have to, in order to get the plugin to appear on the menu in your members area, you're going to have to pay the $20 upgrade fee. And you need to be using Domain Web Studio. The main question we keep getting from this is the Silo Blog Builder. You must have Domain Web Studio in order to make it work. That's the whole point. The whole point is to take your website silo architecture that you've researched and created a vertical online market analysis cascade or data output that data into Domain Web Studio and build your blog instantly. And we also show you a video in this story how Matt created a blog with website silo architecture in under 10 minutes. Granted, that's an advanced methodology, but the fact that we're getting so close to building that kind of a stable structure that will withstand Panda is really, really amazing, you guys. So I'm really looking forward to talking to you about that, and definitely do check out that story. That'll be right here on the Network Empire Roundup, so you have everything in one place. Another thing I'd like to add is DWS, Domain Web Studio. We're going to stick this right up at the top as well. Domain Web Studio, that's stuff I'm not supposed to show you. I go ahead and give you a quick video if you want to go that far into it. We are going to be having a webinar with Matt and Sue, and this is a release of Domain Web Studio 3.5, and it's what we call the content organization side of things. And I go through a slideshow where I show you the new functionality that Matt has added. On top of that, Matt's going to go through a webinar hopefully tomorrow morning. Today is March 13th. He should be hitting it with me and Sue tomorrow, which will be March 14th, 2012. And just want to make sure that I date this a little bit because by summer we plan on having all of the Kraken and the Network Empire functionality integrated into Domain Web Studio. That's our goal, is to have it be a single Uber application. Very, very exciting stuff. Okay, so that's the next story, which is Domain Web Studio updates for those current members who understand what I'm talking about. We're going to show you how the new content management and scheduling system actually works. Okay, the next topic. I'm very excited about this. In fact, the rest of my morning is going to be spent getting the Cora Inception, what we call Cora Extractor software, out there. It's actually already available to you, and I'm just dotting my I's and crossing my T's. If you log into the Network Empire members area, you're going to see the Cora Inception and the Cora Empire course and downloadable software in this story, which you can click on when you look at the Network Empire News Roundup overview. You're going to be able to go ahead and find out exactly how to get that downloadable software. If you are currently a Network Empire member, basic member even, you already have access to the Cora Inception software. The Cora Extractor bot is essentially a software that allows you to type in a keyword or multiple keywords and pull back the relevant questions related to the keywords of your choice. And as you'll study in my curation courses, as well as the ISDNA course, that's the development of your perpetual keyword money machine and your perpetual lead magnet machine course, the ISDNA is deeply driven by questions. Frequently asked questions and should ask questions. This is an idea that I got from Mike Koenig of Traffic Geyser, and we expanded upon using our Kraken technology and our website silo architecture philosophy. And you're going to like this Cora Inception course. I use this software every day. It's fantastic, and it just makes the creation of your question, your FAQ, and your SAQ grid, which can help you literally drive the whole market around your branding by attracting quality people, quality leads, and intelligent people to your blog and your follow-ups and your curation properties. Very, very powerful course. And then finally, I probably would drop into the top major updates to the Curation Profits e-learning course. We're going to actually move this down a little bit. I think it follows under the Silo Blog Builder. This is an incidental. I want to describe some learning that I've undergone myself in the curation industry. Our course, Curation Profits e-learning course, has not been as popular as the Google++ course. Google++ seems to be is easier for people to grasp, whereas the Content Curations course is for the advanced users. I'm going to be putting a warning and disclaimer on the Curation Profits 2012 course that it is not for beginners, and that's really what this story is about. This particular story just is a video where I show you exactly how to get to the new content within the Curation Profits course. Curation Profits has caused some confusion because it's not available to basic Network Empire members by default, and it's one of the only things that we have that's not available to you by default. I don't think I would probably operate that way again, but I did it because I did not know how much interest there would be in content curation, and little did I know that people really would like it to be incorporated into the members area. So we'll talk more about that at a later time, but I've created major additions, 17 additional videos on the 2012 update, because we had so much information coming in about new content curation platforms, and we're adding more content to that every day. There will be a video curation membership site available, which will be included in the regular Network Empire members area. I'm not going to keep that separate any longer, and that will lower the confusion. So that's essentially the stories. If you're Network Empire members, I do suggest that you just go to the top and start following the stories all the way down, where it applies to the products and services that you may not even know that you already have available to you as a huge added value to your Network Empire members area. And for the incidental news industry stories, we've got Google Panda, how to upgrade from Windows 32-bit to 64-bit, Twitter acquires Posterous, and the specifics about Google Panda, which you might find enjoyable. My name is Russell Wright. I look so forward to your success and seeing you on the inside. Talk to you soon.